Advisory shares are a type of stock given to advisors of a company, typically startups, as compensation for their guidance, expertise, or connections. These shares are often awarded to individuals who help the company grow but are not full-time employees, such as industry experts, mentors, or consultants. Here's how they work. A startup might not have enough cash to pay advisors for their services, so instead, it offers advisory shares, which provide a stake in the company. These shares align the advisor's interests with the company's success, since the value of the shares increases if the company grows. Advisory shares usually come with conditions, such as a vesting schedule, to ensure the advisor remains engaged with the company for a set period. For example, a company might grant an advisor 1% of its equity through advisory shares, but the shares vest over 3 years, meaning the advisor earns the full 1% only if they stay involved with the company for the entire period. Let's break it down with an example. Imagine a startup is valued at $10 million, and an advisor is granted 1% of the company in advisory shares. This 1% is worth $100,000 at the current valuation. If the advisor helps the company secure a major deal or grow its revenue, and the company's valuation rises to $50 million, the advisor's shares would now be worth $500,000. This structure motivates the advisor to contribute meaningfully to the company's success. Advisory shares often come with restrictions, such as being non-transferable or having no voting rights. This ensures the shares serve their intended purpose, to reward the advisor for their contributions, without giving them undue control over the company. The number of advisory shares granted varies based on the advisor's role and the company's stage. For early-stage startups, advisory shares might represent 0.1% to 1% of the company, depending on the advisor's value. For example, a well-connected industry expert helping with strategic partnerships might receive more shares than an advisor providing occasional guidance. Advisory shares are different from employee shares or stock options. Unlike employees, advisors are usually compensated solely with equity, as they don't work full-time for the company. Additionally, advisory shares may not have the same tax implications as stock options, which are subject to rules like exercise periods and strike prices. For companies, issuing advisory shares is a cost-effective way to attract high-quality advisors without using cash. For advisors, the shares provide the potential for significant rewards if the company succeeds, making them an attractive form of compensation. However, there are risks. If the company doesn't perform well or fails altogether, the advisory shares could end up being worthless. Advisors also need to carefully review the terms of the agreement to understand their rights, responsibilities, and any tax implications.